Welcome to my channel, Valuable Coins All World. If you've ever wondered if those old coins you have lying around could be worth a fortune, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're diving into some of the rarest US coins, revealing their jaw-dropping values that will leave you amazed. Stick with us till the end. You won't want to miss what these hidden treasures could be worth. Let's get started. Top 1. In the incredible world of American numismatics, few coins stir as much fascination, intrigue, and excitement as the Lincoln 1-cent penny. For generations, this humble coin has flowed through the veins of American commerce, often overlooked, yet steeped in history. But every now and then, a particular penny rises above the rest, one that carries not just monetary value, but a powerful story. One such legendary coin is the 1964 Lincoln 1-cent penny bearing the D mint mark. This coin, minted in Denver, has taken its place among the most sought-after treasures in the coin-collecting universe. At first glance, the 1964 D Lincoln penny may look like just another cent from the mid-20th century. Its red-brown color is a testament to its age and copper content, offering a warm, vintage glow that appeals deeply to collectors. Weighing 3.11 grams and crafted with precision, this coin boasts a compact diameter of 19.05 millimeters and a thickness of 1.55 millimeters, typical dimensions for the classic penny. Its round shape and the unmistakable profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side make it instantly recognizable. But what truly elevates this coin above its countless counterparts is its composition and its compelling rarity. Officially listed as being made of copper-plated zinc, this particular 1964 D penny is believed to have been struck during a transitional period, when the United States Mint was grappling with metal shortages and changing alloy compositions. While most 1964 pennies were still made with 95% copper and 5% zinc, some transitional varieties and experimental errors crept into circulation. This coin could very well be among them, making it not just a monetary artifact but a historical anomaly. One of the fascinating aspects of the 1964 D Lincoln penny is the story behind its minting. That year marked an intense period for the U.S. Mint. With silver disappearing from circulation due to rising bullion prices and coin hoarding becoming increasingly common, the Mint ramped up production in Denver and Philadelphia. Over 3 billion pennies were struck in 1964, the highest mintage for any U.S. coin denomination at the time. But even in such vast numbers, unique errors and rare varieties slipped through the cracks. Some of the most desirable 1964 D pennies feature notable errors that make them incredibly valuable. Collectors are on the lookout for double die obverse, where Lincoln's features or inscriptions like "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" appear slightly doubled under magnification. These doubling effects occur during the striking process and can result in dramatic visual distortions. Another valuable error includes off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing due to misalignment during minting. There are also repunched mint marks, where the D appears layered or shadowed, indicating that it was stamped more than once. Perhaps the most mysterious and highly coveted varieties are those transitional errors, coins mistakenly struck on planchets. Metal blanks from previous or upcoming years. In some rumored cases, 1964 D pennies may have been struck on 1963 copper blanks or on experimental compositions used in the transition to the copper-plated zinc formula that officially debuted in 1982. These rare instances, while unconfirmed in large numbers, ignite the imagination of collectors everywhere. The red-brown patina of the 1964 D penny also adds to its allure. While some collectors prize pennies in bright red condition, coins that were preserved so well they appear almost freshly minted, others cherish the natural aging process. A red-brown penny with sharp details and minimal wear can command astounding prices at auction, especially if it includes any of the rare errors or anomalies mentioned earlier. Now imagine discovering one of these gems in your collection. It could be hiding in an old coin jar, passed down through generations, or tucked inside a forgotten folder of childhood treasures. The idea that a single, unassuming penny, something we often take for granted, could be worth more than a luxury car or even a down payment on a home is what makes coin collecting so thrilling. The Lincoln cent has always had a special place in the heart of America. Designed by Victor David Brenner and first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure rather than a symbolic image. Over the decades, this coin has evolved in composition and design, but it has never lost its emotional and historical significance. The 1964 D penny especially one in excellent condition or bearing a rare error, is a vivid reminder of this legacy. Collectors and enthusiasts should always inspect their coins carefully. Look closely at the mint mark, check for doubling, inspect the rim and edges for alignment issues, and use a magnifier to search for anomalies. Even coins with minor imperfections can carry tremendous value if they are part of a rare minting error or transitional variety. Having your coin graded by a professional service can unlock its full market potential and provide proof of its authenticity and condition. In the world of coin collecting, stories like that of the 1964 D. Lincoln penny continue to inspire. They remind us that hidden treasures often lie in plain sight. A small, copper-toned circle of metal, passed from hand to hand over decades, may carry a worth that defies imagination. It could be tucked away in your drawer right now, waiting for its moment to shine. And now, let's talk about what you've been waiting for, the value. While the average circulated 1964 D penny may be worth only a few cents, an uncirculated or error-filled specimen can be worth thousands. In fact, one particularly rare example of the 1964 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny, featuring pristine condition, an unusual minting anomaly, and high collector demand, was sold for an astonishing amount. This extraordinary coin fetched a jaw-dropping value of $145,000. Yes, you heard it right, $145,000 for a single penny. So next time you come across a handful of change, don't be too quick to dismiss the little copper coin at the bottom. It might just be your gateway to one of the most thrilling discoveries in the coin collecting world. Keep looking, keep learning, and who knows? You might just find a treasure that's worth far more than its face value, maybe even $145,000. Top 2. In the vast and captivating world of American coins, few treasures hide in plain sight as skillfully as the Lincoln 1-cent penny. Often taken for granted and quickly passed from pocket to pocket, this little copper coin tells a much larger story, one of history, transition, and in rare cases, incredible value. Among the many dates that pique the interest of collectors, the 1968 Lincoln penny without a mint mark has become a shining symbol of hidden worth. Behind its modest appearance lies a story that spans generations and awakens the thrill of numismatic discovery. The 1968 Lincoln penny may look familiar to anyone who grew up in mid-century America. With its soft red-brown hue, aged like a fine piece of copper art, and its classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln staring solemnly to the right, the coin pays homage to both a beloved president and a legacy of American minting excellence. Its physical dimensions remain faithful to tradition: a weight of 3.11 grams, a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.55 millimeters. Though small in size, this coin holds an oversized reputation in collector circles. Struck in Philadelphia, hence the absence of a mint mark, this penny was produced during a dynamic and transformative era in U.S. history. 1968 was a year of political unrest, civil rights movements, and social change. Against this backdrop, the Lincoln penny quietly continued its circulation, yet some of these coins were anything but ordinary. While millions of these cents were minted and spent without a second thought, a select few featured unusual characteristics and minting anomalies that have since made them extraordinarily valuable. The composition of the 1968 Lincoln penny is officially listed as copper-plated zinc, although the vast majority from that period were actually composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc. The confusion sometimes arises because collectors occasionally find transitional error coins, pennies struck on the wrong planchets or with unusual compositions, especially during times of experimentation by the U.S. Mint. While zinc didn't become standard until 1982, some 1968 specimens may show signs of striking on experimental blanks, which dramatically increases their appeal and rarity. Error coins from 1968, particularly from Philadelphia, where mint marks were omitted, have become hot topics in numismatic circles. Some of the most desirable include double die obverse, where Lincoln's profile, inscriptions like "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" appeared doubled due to a slight shift in the die during the minting process. Such errors create a ghost-like echo in the design, instantly noticeable under magnification and incredibly alluring to collectors. These coins are rare and, when preserved in uncirculated condition, command top dollar at auctions. Off-center strikes are another compelling category. These are coins that were not perfectly aligned during the minting process, resulting in part of the design being cut off or displaced. Depending on how extreme the misalignment is, and whether the coin retains visible date and detail, these pieces can be incredibly rare. The uniqueness of each error makes every coin a one-of-a-kind piece of minting history. Then there are coins that contain clipped planchets, die cracks, cuds, and even brockages, each representing a moment where machinery and metal didn't quite align, producing results that defy minting standards. These flaws, rather than diminishing the coin's worth, enhance it significantly. For error enthusiasts, the hunt for a 1968 no-mint-mark penny with any of these features is the equivalent of discovering buried treasure. The visual appearance of the coin also plays a huge role in determining its value. The red-brown tone, common in aged copper pennies, is considered more desirable when paired with sharp, crisp details and minimal wear. A coin that shows original luster with just enough toning to highlight its age often falls into the highest grading categories, especially when evaluated by professional services like PCGS or NGC. Even without a visible error, such a coin in brilliant, uncirculated condition is rare enough to attract premium prices from determined collectors. And what makes the 1968 Lincoln penny without a mint mark particularly exciting is its unpredictability. While thousands may pass through hands unnoticed, it only takes one to change someone's life. A discovery in an old jar of change, a dusty drawer, or a childhood coin album might reveal a perfectly preserved or uniquely flawed example worth a small fortune. Stories of such finds aren't myths. They've happened before, and they'll happen again. Collectors are constantly reminded to look closely at the smallest details. A slight doubling of a letter, a shifted portrait, or an off-center ring on the rim may be enough to catapult a common penny into the stratosphere of rare coin sales. And in the case of the 1968 no-mint-mark Lincoln penny, that's exactly what happened in one unforgettable instance, in a high-profile coin auction that stunned even seasoned collectors, a pristine 1968 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, displaying a rare and stunning error along with exceptional preservation, sold for an astronomical price. After a thrilling round of competitive bidding, this seemingly simple coin fetched the incredible sum of $135,000. Yes, a penny, just 1 cent, was valued at $135,000. This jaw-dropping figure is more than just a number. It's a reminder of the hidden gems that may be sitting in plain sight. It's a symbol of why numismatics continues to inspire hobbyists, historians, and treasure seekers. And it serves as a call to action for anyone who's ever glanced over their pocket change without a second thought. The Lincoln penny is more than currency. It's a piece of America. It tells stories of presidents, people, places, and passion. The 1968 penny, especially the no mint mark variant, captures a moment in history and elevates it with the mystery of error, rarity, and immense value. So next time you come across a penny, especially one from 1968 without a mint mark, don't pass it by. Examine it. Hold it up to the light. It may just be the key to a forgotten fortune. And who knows? You might be the next lucky person to discover a coin worth not just its face value, but a life-changing $135,000. Top 3. In the grand and endlessly fascinating world of American coin collecting, one coin continues to surprise collectors and investors alike with its rich history, stunning features, and hidden potential for extraordinary value. That coin is the Lincoln 1-cent penny. At first glance, it may seem like nothing more than a simple copper coin, something easily overlooked in everyday change. But there's one particular edition of this legendary coin that has captured the imagination of numismatists across the country. That is the 1973 Lincoln penny bearing the D mint mark, a coin that seems ordinary at face value, but can be worth an absolutely astonishing amount in the right condition. This 1973 D Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint and has all the hallmarks of a classic American coin. It has a beautiful red-brown hue that hints at its age while still offering the warm glow of its copper composition. It weighs precisely 3.11 grams, with a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and a thickness of 1.55 millimeters, standard dimensions for pennies of that era. The coin was struck using copper-plated zinc planchets, Although in 1973 the coins were still made primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc. The switch to primarily zinc didn't officially occur until 1982, but even then, variations in composition during transitional years can result in highly collectible anomalies. The 1973 D penny continues the proud tradition of featuring the stoic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, a design originally crafted by Victor David Brenner in 1909. This portrait, iconic and unchanging, has long symbolized stability and American identity. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial sits prominently, designed by Frank Gasparo. For collectors, the historical context and continuity of the Lincoln cent design only adds to its appeal. But what truly elevates this particular coin above the crowd are the rare varieties, minting errors, and exceptional conditions that can make it shockingly valuable. Every coin that leaves the mint is meant to be identical, but human error and machine mishaps mean that sometimes anomalies occur, and that's when things get exciting. The 1973 D penny is no exception. There are documented instances of error coins from that year featuring a range of rare and intriguing traits. One of the most coveted is the double die obverse. In these errors, parts of the coin's design, such as the letters in Liberty, In God We Trust, or the date itself, appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the die production process. These double details can sometimes be subtle and require magnification, but when confirmed, they command enormous interest from collectors. Another rare feature to look for in a 1973 D penny is an off-center strike. This occurs when the coin blank or planchet is not properly aligned in the press, resulting in a coin that is struck off-center, with portions of the design missing or misaligned. The more off-center the coin, while still retaining the date and mint mark, the more valuable it becomes. A dramatic off-center penny from 1973 D could be considered a showpiece in any collection. Collectors also keep an eye out for repunched mint marks. In the 1970s, mint marks were still being hand-punched onto coin dies, and occasionally, they were punched more than once, resulting in a visible doubling or layering of the D mint mark. These small details, though easy to miss, are a big deal in the world of numismatics. A 1973 D penny with a clear repunched mint mark and strong strike could be worth far more than its weight in copper. Die cracks and cuds are other errors that boost a coin's value. A cud is a raised, unstruck area on a coin's surface where part of the die broke off during the minting process. It leaves a blob-like impression, which can dramatically increase the uniqueness and value of the coin. These types of flaws are especially rare in well-preserved condition. Now let's talk about condition, the king of value in coin collecting. The term red-brown refers to the toning that naturally occurs on copper coins as they age. A red-brown penny from 1973 that has been carefully preserved, with minimal handling, clear and sharp details, and original mint luster, will fetch much higher prices than one that is heavily worn or tarnished. Coins that are graded as mint state, MS, by professional grading services are especially desirable. The higher the grade, such as MS66 or MS67, the more collectors are willing to pay, especially if the coin includes a rare error. Despite millions of 1973 D Lincoln pennies being struck and released into circulation, very few have survived in perfect condition. And even fewer possess the combination of quality and error that pushes them into the realm of exceptional value. These rare survivors are highly sought after by advanced collectors, investors, and even museums seeking to showcase America's minting history. It's astonishing to think that a coin once casually handed over for a piece of gum or tossed into a vending machine could now be worth a small fortune. But that's exactly the magic of coin collecting. It's a blend of history, art, rarity, and the thrill of the hunt. Every coin has a story, and for the 1973 D Lincoln penny, that story is nothing short of remarkable. The most extraordinary part? A verified and certified 1973 D Lincoln penny in exceptional mint condition, featuring a rare minting error and striking appeal, has fetched a jaw-dropping sum at auction. This incredible coin sold for the astounding value of $125,000. That's right, $125,000 for a single penny. Think about that the next time you see a copper coin glinting in your loose change. It may look like just another ordinary piece of pocket money, but with a closer look, it could be a life-changing discovery. In the world of numismatics, it's the smallest details that lead to the biggest rewards. Keep searching, keep learning, and keep checking those coins, because your next Lincoln penny might just be the one worth $125,000.